Good morning and welcome to After GMS. It is Wednesday, June 22nd. I'm Tracy McCain here with Megan Malaris, our meteorologist, Christian Morgan, and Ed Matthews. Hello to you all.
Hello, hello.
Good morning. It is Wednesday already.
I can't believe it.
This week is flying by and the weather is really changing by the day, by the hour. Felt good this morning, going to be really hot this afternoon.
Yeah, going to be our hottest day of the week, Megan, but the difference this hot day and what we had in hot days last week was that the humidity was so thick last week, and we don't have that issue for today. So this will really be a true 90s feel to the air for today. Take a live look right now out over the Piedmont, UNC Greensboro, Wendover Avenue, Truist Field out at Wake Forest, even up into the mountains on the campus of App State at Kid Brewer Stadium there. Of course, if you take a look back at the numbers, we had a full week of 90s last week. That's going to be hard to forget. And then over the course of the weekend, we not only cooled it down, but we got rid of some of the humidity. Now we're starting to warm back up, but the humidity is still very tolerable, very much at bay, at least for now, before it does start to ramp back up as we go into tomorrow and into the rest of the week. 67 out the door in Greensboro right now, 68 in Winston-Salem, 64 Asheboro, 59 High Point, 64 in Lexington too. Here's where we're headed this afternoon. All of us will end up in the mid-90s, but it'll be a true mid-90s feel. Not feeling like 100, not feeling like 105 like it did last week when you factored in the humidity. So really a true 90s feel to the air for today. Here's a dew point map. Dew points in the 50s right now, still very much in that comfortable range. But if we zoom it out wider, notice our friends to the south in South Carolina and in Georgia starting to get in on some of that humidity, and especially out over the Gulf states and up into the middle of the country as well, starting to feel that humidity once again. And the reason for that is we have high pressure moving offshore, and as it moves further offshore, we get more of a southerly flow or a south wind, which not only works to heat us up, it also works to bring in moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico. There will be a little disturbance that swings through the Piedmont for today. That gives us at least the chance of an isolated shower or storm heading into this evening. But the bigger deal is going to be a cold front that slides by for tomorrow. And as it moves through, it'll likely be a trigger for some scattered showers and thunderstorms for your Thursday afternoon. Of course, we really do need some beneficial rain, right? Need to kind of get away from the scattered storm mode, although that is hard to do this week. We have another cold front on the way, though, as we go into early next week, Monday, Tuesday. And right now, it looks like there could be some widespread, or some at least more widespread than what we've been used to, rain and storms for Monday and Tuesday. So we'll keep an eye on that for you, but a lot of us could really use some beneficial rainfall. There's your Futurecast map, partly cloudy for most of the day. Most of us will end up staying dry too, but there will be some ongoing showers and storms in Virginia. The question is whether or not they're able to hold together and make it down into the Piedmont later tonight and through the overnight hours, midnight and 1 a.m. Not a guarantee, but something we'll watch for, and likely wouldn't be very many of them. And the ones that do make it here, if they do, would likely lose a lot of their punch on the way into the Piedmont. So something to keep an eye out for, but it's mainly a dry day of weather for everybody. Hot but not humid, mid-90s this afternoon with a partly cloudy sky. As the humidity builds back in, it'll be a little tougher for us to cool things off at night like we have last night and then the night before that. So we're right around 70 for those overnight lows with a partly cloudy sky tonight. We'll keep an eye out for one of those showers or storms through about 1 or 2 a.m. After that, 90 for your Thursday with scattered showers and storms in the afternoon. And then it's typical summertime stuff for your Friday heading into the weekend. We'll hover around the 90-degree mark, and we'll add in that low chance of a hit or miss thunderstorm in the afternoons.
Summer vacations are arguably the best part of summer. Staying up late is probably my son's favorite, but you know, I think the summer vacations are probably the best. A new survey studied families, about 2,000 of them, on how much planning they put into their trips, specifically how far out in advance they plan. So while we give you more information, go ahead and write in the comments, how much planning do you put into your summer trips?
So 76% of families say they're able to plan out their entire itinerary within 6 hours, but not in a single day. Those 6 hours are spread out over a span of a few days. 6 in 10 families start planning at least 5 weeks in advance.
Nearly 2 in 5 families say they like to be prepared days before leaving on their trip, while 28% are frantically getting ready up to the very last minute. Oh, I saw a hand. All right, so we'll start with the hand waiver here. Christian Morgan, you don't strike me as a procrastinator.
Well, boy, I've got you fooled. When it comes to packing and really kind of getting everything in order, I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I'm going on that trip tomorrow. I guess I should pack, and I guess I should get my stuff together. Not really planning it, so to speak, especially if it's our family vacation, because usually it falls on me and my brother and our schedules to kind of get it worked out. Mom and Dad are like, look, they'll have a lot going on. You just tell us when you can go. And then it's busy time of the year for our band too, so a lot of it depends on, you know, what our band schedule looks like, but we usually try to do a family week or two in the summer, and a lot of that planning revolves around our schedule. Of course, then, you know, I plan some trips with buddies or my brother, and those are pretty much off the cuff. Those are, hey, you want to go to the beach next weekend, or you want to do this next weekend? We're like, yeah, okay, let's do it. So that doesn't take a lot of planning, and still, even up to that point, I'm still the day before or night before, oh, I got to get some stuff together. I got to get some clothes for that.
So you and Megan are polar opposite. Because from the description you gave me earlier, it sounds like Megan is the planner, needs to plan out her outfits weeks before going, whereas he just grabs a pair of shorts and goes.
Yeah, I mean, I hate packing. It is so stressful. I have to set out clothes like a week in advance, and then obviously do laundry in that week, so it has to be replenished, and I have to remember what I'm missing, but I have to put outfits together, like actually think of the activities we'd be doing, and that really helps me plan. But it's not just packing for me, it's packing for, you know, the 2 little ones too, and all of their stuff that they need to bring, not just to wear, but as you know, I mean, like stuff to take a bath, stuff to go on a walk, I mean, like portable changing tables, I mean, all this stuff that is factored in. So I have to plan weeks in advance. I'm not spontaneous. I wish I were a little more spontaneous to just be like, okay, yeah, let me up and go to the beach this weekend.
Right.
Just not me.
So even a girls' trip, you're still gonna plan it out to a T.
Yeah, even in my group of friends, I was always the planner, always the one coordinating.
I like to plan the activities I'm gonna do. I don't necessarily need like a week to plan my outfits, but I like to be in charge of the activities because I wanna guarantee that we have fun. I find like whenever I leave the activity planning to someone else,
the activities are not
they're not, yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I mean, you look at me and I say fun, right? You know, you're like, oh, Tracy, fun. So I want to be able to like plan the activities, and you know, you would think my friends would be like, oh, she's so like, oh, I could take over, blah, blah, but they're always like, thank you for planning the activities. So that's what I like to do. All right, Ed Matthews, how about you? Well,
I think I'm probably in between Megan and Christian. I don't travel long distances quite often. I do my one big trip to Florida in early June, so that is already passed. Other smaller trips like to the mountains or to the beach, you know, a couple of days is really about all I need. But you know, the one thing that I plan more than anything else, I mean, you know, getting things together to go on a trip is easy. I can do that in a couple of hours. But you know, my house has to be spotless before I walk out the door. So I spend the last week before my vacation cleaning the house, because Ed does not want to come home from vacation to a dirty condo. I'm weird. What can I say? No,
that's not weird. I think that's great planning. You know, make sure the home is clean so when you come back, you don't have to do more work. I mean, you're exhausted after a vacation.
Yeah.
Who wants to have to do like the dishes when you already have to do laundry?
Yeah, it's all done.
Exactly.
You want to walk back in and You know, it's funny. You go on vacation for a week, and then you get home, you're like, I just want to relax.
You do.
Right, because you've done all of Tracy's activities.
That's right. Tracy
They're
planned so many
packed.
activities. I am tired.
Exactly.
Yeah, need a vacation from the vacation for sure. We're getting a lot of comments on here.
Yeah, so Cherie, by the way, agrees with you, Ed. Clean house always. She has to have it clean before she goes. Our Brian wants to go to Key West with you, Ed.
Hey, come on,
Me
I'm
too.
ready to go. Let's leave today.
Yeah, and wants to know where you go specifically.
I'm not ready for that yet.
Now that is 10 days of partying with Ed, I'm telling you.
Ed likes to have fun too, yeah.
Yes, seriously. Oh man, I still need to get that video onto like a YouTube channel or something of Ed at my wedding.
Oh,
I mean,
Lord.
I don't think I've ever seen someone going.
Oh, I would love to see
He
that.
loves to dance.
Oh,
Let's
my
just say
gosh,
I had
it is the best.
Let's just say I had a good time at both of your weddings.
Yes.
Both of them were fantastic.
Yeah, but you didn't have shoes on at mine, I remember. And you're like you're going like this, and I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna fall.
I know Christian was not on our team when either one of us got married,
No,
so
not
we gotta
yet.
maybe do like an anniversary celebration so he can be part of this fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
I have a 10-year coming up.
Okay.
Maybe we can,
Do you
put
remember
something
what
together.
song? Do you remember what song it was that Ed was dancing to?
Yeah. Hustle, dun, 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 dun. Jump on it, jump
I don't
on
know,
it.
but both of you had great music.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's
But he didn't have shoes on. So he was
Amazing.
like slipping.
I was barefooting.
Oh,
Yes.
where were the shoes?
This is amazing, and I haven't
I don't know
even
if he's
seen the
found
video.
them. I don't know. But Just Rule was also in that same video. And I have to get that on. She's one of our directors. I have to get that on some streaming service immediately because it's hilarious. So anyway, I digress. Let's see. Our Brian said that he's going to Alabama in a few weeks, or at least this summer, which is kind of fun. He said that he is going to fly there for a trip among some of his Marine Corps brothers to see the top enlisted Master Gunnery Sergeant in Alabama.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, absolutely. Take pictures and share them with us.
Yeah, so Rhonda said, Christian, bring Ed to a Bantam Rooster concert.
That's right. I
He'll
gotta
be
be- yeah.
dancing then.
I'm gonna
like
bring
that.
all of you to a Bantam Rooster concert.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He, if you don't know, Christian is quite popular in Asheboro. He has quite a large
the whole
following.
world.
With his band, yeah, Bantam Rooster is an amazing band, so
Thank
go
y'all.
see him play.
Thank you.
All right.
Popular and talented.
Yes. Okay, by the way, if you are planning a trip, it's not just the flights you have to plan, it's the rental cars too, because throughout this COVID pandemic, rental cars have been hugely in demand and you have to book them well in advance to even get one. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think
That's
at one point we were reporting someone was renting an RV just as a rental car because there was nothing else available. A moving truck, I think it was.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's
So-
something you can easily kind of forget about too. It's like, oh, I've got everything in plan.
Yeah.
But wait, I can't go anywhere.
Well, and now with, Uber rates and, all those other taxi cab rates, all the other services that you would normally get from an airport, those prices are up too. So
Yeah.
have to factor that in as well.
A lot of planning.
Yes.
A lot of fun plans you all have this summer.
Yeah.
So, it's gonna be a
Great
good one.
conversation, guys. We're going to move to our morning headlines, but of course we'll have some more for you in a little bit. All right, in our headlines tonight, Guilford County parents and students can test out the new body scanners as part of a pilot program to increase safety at schools. The body scanners are at 2 high schools right now, and the district says it is looking for more feedback. You can try them out at an open house tonight at Smith High School in Greensboro from 4 to 6 p.m. and tomorrow night at High Point Central. Alamance County Commissioners is giving the school district money to hire 14 school resource officers for elementary schools. Commissioners approved money but did set conditions. The money, they say, can only pay for the officers' salaries. Money for the SRO's cars, uniforms, and weapons will have to come from the city governments. Commissioners also want the district to fill 10 SRO positions before they can have the money to hire the final 4 SROs.
Well, Greensboro, we should say, has approved its new city budget. The $688 million budget decreases the current property tax rate while increasing pay for many city workers. Police pay will increase just more than 5.5%. Firefighters will get a 7.5% bump. The city also will use money to hire 15 new firefighters. This week, parents can get free baby formula at 2 local events. STARMED Healthcare's first giveaway is tomorrow at Union Baptist Church in Winston-Salem, starting at 11. The second is at the Four Seasons Town Center in Greensboro on Saturday, also at 11. They'll have about 100 cans of formula, so consider getting there early if you need it. Summer break, as we just discussed, is in full swing with a lot of plans. School districts are planning for next school year, specifically about safety. They're looking to recruit the best and brightest to make an impact on students across the TRIAD and make education the top priority.
Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools wants to meet you if you're looking for a job at a virtual career fair. Guilford County Schools is also hiring.
WFMY News 2's Denise McMiller has more on these opportunities.
Guilford County Schools has more than 650 openings across all of their departments. They are using social media to promote some of their openings, and they're also offering competitive wages to recruit staff. Over at Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, they're hosting a virtual job fair. It's today from 4 to 6 p.m. They'll have 80 virtual booths where candidates can pop into different rooms to meet with principals and hiring managers. You must register ahead of time online and upload a resume to reserve a spot. More than 800 people have already registered. And according to the school district, teaching staff that is hired will have access to leadership positions.
We have 2 grants that actually help us with that. We have a grant from the Wallace Foundation, and it's called an Equity-Centered Principal Pipeline Grant. And so it's to help teachers who maybe want to become leaders, go from a teacher to an assistant principal to a principal.
The school district has 28 schools they consider high needs. Those are schools where performance is low. To boost student outcomes, teachers who work in those schools could get rewarding incentives.
And you have performance data that meets certain criteria, then you have an incentive of a recruitment bonus for those schools. And then if you work in those schools, whether you come this year or not, if you work in those schools and you are able to grow your students at a certain level, then there's also bonuses to incentivize people to stay.
And you can check our website at WFMYnews2.com for the link to register for the virtual job fair. Now, Guilford County Schools says that they do not plan to host any virtual or in-person job fairs, so you'll have to visit their website to see their openings.
Well, as we check our 7-day forecast, we're going to be in the hot mid-90s today, but it is still going to be a nice day because dew points and humidity values are in check. So no worries about how hot it's going to feel. Those mid-90s will feel like mid-90s today under a partly sunny sky. Tonight, a few storms develop well to our north. They'll weaken as they head our way, but there could be an isolated storm this evening and even overnight as we drop to near 70. Tomorrow, with the approach of a cold front, a little better shot of some scattered afternoon storms. Some of those rumble into the evening. Behind the front, I think Friday will be dry. We'll drop the temperatures back into the upper 80s. How about the weekend? I think overall it's looking pretty nice for anything you might have planned outdoors. You might have to dodge an isolated storm Saturday and Sunday. High temperatures will be in the upper 80s, and the models are hinting at maybe some more widespread rain coming up on Monday. And as Christian has been talking about this morning, we could definitely use some rain here in the Piedmont.
Yeah, we could. My plants could use a break from my watering them. Yeah. So, please, Mother Nature, help us out.
Yeah, and so yesterday was the longest day, I heard you guys say, and that made sense because my son was like, it's not time for bed.
Yeah.
It's like 8:30, so now we start to see earlier sunsets.
Yeah, so yesterday we had a little over, well, almost 14 hours and 37 minutes of daylight.
Wow.
Almost. Now we're at the point where we gradually start to back that and go the other way. So it'll take a few weeks for you to start to notice it, but we'll start to get to the point where we're losing about 2 minutes of daylight every day. We're not quite there yet, but it's a slow, gradual process.
That's good, because bedtime last night for us was a struggle bus as well. Christian was flinging open his blinds like, no, I'm not ready.
I don't care what the clock
please
says.
go to bed.
The sun says different. Yeah.
It's not 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, I will hold on to that information, Christian. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you guys for joining us here on After GMS. We'll see you back here for more great conversations tomorrow.